Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Wow, another saga for the Saraki family. Remember that his state governor seized some of his father's property and demolished it. Remember, please refer back to my previous news and you will get the update. Now, this is an update regarding Saraki again. That's the Saraki happens to be the former Senate president. So let's go to the news. Saraki kicks as EFCC demands final fortune of Ikoyi property. Immediate past Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki Thursday opposed an application before a federal high court in Lagos seeking the final fortune of two of his Ikoyi property. The said properties are located at 17 and 17A McDonald's Road, Ikoyi, Iti-Osa, local government area of Lagos State. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission's EFCC has obtained an interim order of fortune on the property in November 2019. The judge, Justice Mohammed Lima, had then adjourned the case for any interested party to appeal and show causes why a permanent order should not be made. The court had also ordered that the internal order be published in a national newspaper to alert such interested parties. EFCC applied to court to forfeit the property to the government on the grounds that they were obtained with loans from a bank and repaid with Kwara State Fund. Wow. Remember, the Kwara State governor has seized Saraki's father's property. So remember they said that property where the land is that was for the old people belongs to the federal government. So again, they're saying now that the two property in Ikoyi were obtained with loans from Kwara State Fund. Let's go back to the news. Counsel to Saraki, Mr. Kinde, informed the court that he was already a successful businessman with properties worldwide before he became a senator. He said the EFCC must satisfy the court that such properties formed part of process of any lawful act by the precedented complainants. Responded counsel informed the court that both the internal and attempted permanent fortune of the two properties was an abuse of court process. Counsel further argued that the EFCC was also stopped from enlightening the same property because it has enlightening on the same before the Code of Conduct Tribunal CCT up to the Supreme Court but lost. He said Justice Taiwo has made an ordeal restraining EFCC from filing such a case, adding that the ordeal was still sustaining. Meanwhile, some of the facts presented by the EFCC before the court are that Saraki, while serving as the governor of Kwara, was deducing 100 million naira from security votes to secure the loan for which he bought this property. EFCC counsel Omewo argued that the judgment of the CCT dismissing the case did not vest property rights on Saraki. He urged the court not to proceed with the argument of counsel but hold in favor of his applicants. Justice Lamine has adjourned the case to April the 24th for judgment. Wow, the witch hunt continues for Saraki. Saraki, the previous Senate president, is going through a lot. Remember that in Saraki first served as a governor in Kwara State and moved up to become a Senate president And we know that this government, anybody that speaks against them or not in favor of what they are doing, or has an inch anything to kind of talk about what they are doing, will be given so much trouble to occupy them that they will forget about what they need to say and how they need to settle Nigerians. Well, what I want to say is Saraki himself is no saint. He served as a governor, served as a senior president. What did he really do for the Nigerian people? I don't know Saraki that much, and I can't say this and that is what he did. But I know one thing with Nigerian politics, it's high time we change our approaches and start living life by the people. We came into offices in whatever capacity you came in with the promise to make life better for the common man than you met it. So why do you guys go there and you behave like, it's a means? I'm not saying Saraki extorted this money or he did not buy it with his own personal money, or like he's claimed in the court, he got it from a loan which is secured through the Kwara state and never repaid back. I'm not saying that because I'm not privy to the real facts ongoing here. But what I'm saying here is I'm speaking in advance regarding politicians. When you come into power, all of you come in with promises. You promise to do roads, schools, education, lights. If these promises were not real, why do you front them in the face of the people and give them so much trust to believe in you that you were the change that they needed, or you are the one who's going to help effect this change? Most of you come into power, and that's the last the people ever get to hear of you. That's the last at all. One thing I want to say here is if you come into power with the intention of helping the people, and you even do a little of, even if it's the road you did, if you come into power, say for instance, amongst all the promises you made, you pick one sector, say for instance, roads or education, and you make it a state of the art. Take for instance, you get into a state as a state governor and you begin work to restructure the educational system right from primary to secondary level to whatever tertiary institution you have in your state. Guess what? You will never be forgotten. There is no way a story about that state will be said without you. Take, for instance, Calabar. See what the governor did. Today, people go there for tourist attraction. This man had, I'm not saying the carnival, but this were part of the attraction that people began to say that if you go there, you cannot pick, there is no death on the road. This man came, and he made an impact. Today, there is no way we'll talk about governors that have impacted their state without mentioning him. What are you doing, governors? Let's start from as little as local government chairman, commissioners, House of Rep, House of Assemblies, senators, governors, president. What are you doing to better the life of people? I'll give you a typical example. There is no way in the history of Nigeria that Buhari will come back and says he wants to become a president, and anybody, any man in his right senses will support Buhari to become a president. I, for one, will not. Unless those that are really benefiting and eating from his fingers and his family members right now that are being positioned all over government houses, people are being replaced people are being replaced. Take, for instance, his nephew that was selling recharge card. Today is one of the youngest billionaire in the world in his early 30s because his uncle became the president. What did he do? With no work experience, haven't worked a single day of his life. That's the country that you are in. Nepotism. People come in, and this is the son of his elder sister. So Nigerians, let's make these people know that we are aware of what they are doing. But how to solve this problem? We start gradually. You might think that it's no point. No, that's not true. It makes a whole lot of difference. If you start with registering with a political party, it starts from as little as there. Just get registered. And before you know it, you climb up the ranks, you become a secretary, you become this, that, and you eventually you are given with trust, and party members will know you. You will eventually become, be given the ticket to higher offices in your ward, in your constituency, and before you know it, you can even become a senator, effecting change. These are the way we can rise in Nigeria and make effective change. you know. I want to say a big thank you to all of you who are out there, and I want to please hear your thoughts on what you think on what is going on with Saraki. Just December, early January, we heard of Kwara State Governor confiscating his father's property and saying it belongs to the state, and that the property was not duly acquired, and there was no they should prove their ownership to that land. That case is still ongoing, and now their property at Lagos Ikoyi. Leave me a message, leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. We're here to keep you up to date with all that is going on in Nigeria and around the world. Thank you very much. God bless. Have a good day. Bye.